Next with me are Alicia Detrick, Events Coordinator at the De Pere Area Chamber of Commerce, and JImmy Constine, Entertainment Chairman for Fest De Pere and owner of a local establishment in our downtown, now just about 1 year old, the Vault of De Pere. Prior to becoming a restaurateur, Jimmy was a banker for 12 years and is an accomplished musician himself, which is of course why I called on him to do our entertainment. Thank you, Jimmy, Alicia, for coming in. Alicia, this is our third year of Fest De Pere, so now this is your first year, other than a volunteer, the first year with the event. So what's old, what's new, what can we look forward to coming up September 18th?
Well, what's new is probably more exciting than what's old.
Usually.
So we new this year, and some of the old is we're in the same spot. We're on Broadway between the Roundabout and James, and we're just extending to on George to Wisconsin. So in that same vicinity in De Pere on the east side. We're having our first Best of the West rib cook-off.
Yay.
And we're having 13 cookers, both nationwide award-winning cookers and local restaurants. And Jimmy's actually going to be one of them who will be joining us.
Very exciting. Yes.
And we have some celebrity judges coming. We're going to judge the ribs. We've got, who we're very excited to have, our president, Mark Murphy, and head coach, Mike McCarthy of the Green Bay Packers. We've got Congressman Steve Kagan, State Representative Val Montgomery, St. Norbert President Tom Kunkel, Mayor Mike Walsh, and a few others. But we're very excited about our rib cook-off.
Me, I'm judging.
Yes. I don't think anybody could refuse us to have a couple ribs, maybe a beer.
That's been pretty easy to get volunteers to be celebrity judges for the rib cook-off. That's not been not too tough a gig, has it?
No, it hasn't.
And then what else we have new, another big thing?
A Venetian boat parade, which is going to be after you open the roads, and then when, it'll probably be around 7 o'clock is what we're guessing, of when the sun will go down. And then if people who aren't familiar with the Venetian boat parade,
I was going to ask you
is going to be anyone from just a fishing boat to a pontoon boat to yachts, anybody who can light up their boats. So that's why it's at dusk. Mm-hmm. And we're going to push everybody to on the bridge and to south of the bridge, up by St. Norbert's and over by the boat dock, the boat launch, mm-hmm. and everything, so that they can see the boats.
That'll be really exciting. They have a big one up in Bayfield, isn't that right?
Yes.
And ours is the last
Huge
of the
one.
season, and so is our rib cook-off, last mm-hmm. of the season. We're pretty excited about doing the ribs because we like ribs, and as I mentioned, from Nevada, we do a gigantic 4-day rib cook-off. There are almost 1 million people. I don't think we'll get 1 million in downtown De Pere on the 18th, but you just never know. So, Jimmy, I know you volunteered because I called you and said, hey, Jimmy, would you volunteer? But why do you think this is important?
It just showcases everything that downtown De Pere has to offer. You can obviously go about your business on a normal daily basis, but you only get a couple of opportunities thanks to a group of people who work their hearts out trying to put this together to bring thousands of people to an area. People that might never otherwise come to the Vault of De Pere or to the ice cream store across the street or to the clothing store. And you get a lot of cross-pollination of different people, other communities that all have a chance to sample what you have to offer.
Now, you're entertainment chair, so tell us who our bands are and what makes them special.
We have an excellent lineup this year. It's another reason I wanted to be involved when you called, to help take the music to a festival like this to the next level. This year we're going to have 3 bands. They're actually going to be elevated off street level onto flatbed truck so that people farther back can see. The sound will carry better and sound better as well. Our first band is a local band called Orpheus. They are a ska band. They are extremely exciting. Mm-hmm. You don't see this much energy usually out of us adults in about a year that they put into about a 1-hour show. And they're awesome. They are up and coming. If you haven't seen them, you need to. They'll be the first band. The second band is a group of older musicians, pretty big band, 6-piece. They're called Crunch Time, formerly known as Slamma Jamma, made up of some local musicians as well as a singer from Chicago. And they're very diverse. They will play anything from Elvis Presley and the Monkees to Kiss.
Wow.
So they can start out kind of slow and get the crowd going, and then they can kind of point in the direction that they get the reception from people. They're very talented.
Great.
And because of the number of musicians that can play other instruments within their group, they can really take a crowd and get them going. The last band is super exciting. They're called Mantra. It's Jimmy Crimmins' band. Jimmy owns a music store here in Green Bay. He's also really well known for lessons and as a local session player. He's a blues giant. If you haven't heard this man play the guitar, you need to. They'll be taking us home from 3 to 6 o'clock in the afternoon of the festival, and it should be really good.
Great. Now we also, that's going to be on our what we call our Jane Street stage, which we have our bands, the real bands set up, the professional band set up. Now at the other end we have our community stage down at the roundabout end, and what do we have going on down there?
Well, we've got a fashion show that is organized from Janelle French, who's with Cesties, and she is working with local businesses, clothing stores, Shopco, Puddle Duck, Sweet Peas. Some of the salons are getting involved to help out with the hair, like Create Hair Loft and Haven, to get things going. So they're still organizing that. We've got both high schools, Palms dance teams are going to perform some of their routines. We've got Karate America, and their little kids are going to come and kick around. We've got a guitar, Child's Bloom guitar, coming out to play for a little bit. And there's a couple others who are going to be joining us. Yep.
So it sounds to me like if I was listening to this event, we've got things going from 10 to 6, and we've got bands, and we've got the high school dance teams, and we've got stuff for little kids performing, and then we have the children's area, and we have the rib cook-off going on, and we've got great music that'll happen all day, and our vendor booths, and then in the evening our Venetian boat regatta. Oh, and then after the regatta we have our De Pere After Dark, our after party, because you have to have an after party, and we're going to then encourage people to go to our downtown bars and restaurants and enjoy the rest of their evening. So what kind of an age range would you, if you were looking for something to do on September 18th, what kind of an age range is this going to attract?
I think that it's going to attract all ages. I mean, the Venetian Boat Parade might be for an older crowd, but also for younger kids. You know, younger kids really light it up. Things that would be a good thing to bring them to. Plus we have our kids area with a rock climbing wall, and the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts will be there, and the fire trucks are going to be there, and they're going to try and get a couple dogs out there. And they're going to have their little plastic things. That would be good for little kids.
Oh, the Zoomobile?
The Zoomobile is going to be there from 11:30 to 3:30, and so that would be good for little kids. And then for my age, the early 20s and any from up would be excited about the after party. You come and buy a shirt, and you can have free drinks at the places that are participating, one free drink at each place. So I think anybody's looking for a good time there. And the rib cook-off, I think everybody likes ribs, especially in the early fall. And it's something new around here. You don't really see that. So
we have
be very exciting.
the national people coming in, and they're locals. And I think it's going to be a really exciting, it's going to be a full day, very exciting day.